Hey guys, welcome back. This week we're finally launching the fish wheel on the copper. We're going to set up a new fish camp. Come along. We're going to start taking this thing apart and we're going to haul it on down to the river.
This thing's a submarine.
Okay, there we go. We got one pontoon on. It's definitely sketchier than I'd like. Some of these steep hills are definitely going to be a little iffy, and there's some big muddy spots that we're going to go through, but I'm going to do my best to get it down there, and hopefully we can at least get these two pontoons down tonight, and then tomorrow we'll get the wheel down, and then we can start assembling. This is sketchy. We live on top of a mountain, and going down it with this is really iffy because it wants to push the ATV clean down the hill, and if I get going too quick, there's a sharp turn down the end. That won't be good. Oh, that's fresh bear's cap full of blueberries.
Yep. We're probably eating all our berries, Lena.
Okay, well that last hill was a little sketchy, but we made it. I'm gonna do my best to pick the right spot here. There's a few in here that I'm gonna choose from, so I'm gonna go just kind of check the depth and see where we're gonna unload. All right, I think I'm gonna try to unload this right here at the water's edge. I really kind of like that spot down there as far as camping goes, but this spot is definitely easier to put it in the water, and there's more tie-off points and winching points to get it back out of the water. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Not too much of a bank to get it in, so I'll unload this pontoon here. I'll unload the other pontoon there and put it on some rollers, let it roll right in, and hopefully it floats. Pontoon down, another pontoon to go, a bunch of miscellaneous parts. Okay, it's about 7:30, almost 8 o'clock. I'm gonna try to get one more of these pontoons down there, then I'll get the wheel and the rest of the things in the AM. It's raining a little bit now, so these hills are gonna be extra greasy. So I might unload this at the top of that hill right before you go down into the riverbed there, and then drag it the rest of the way. Not the best thing to do, but it's better than flipping end over end in the ATV. So I'm gonna start winching that thing up now. That tote of tools can probably go in the back of the car. When you load weight on a trailer, you want it to be heavier on the tongue itself, not on the back like this. All the weight on this trailer is way off the end, so when you go down steep inclines, the back of this ATV is coming off the ground. It's the best I have, and we're getting it down there one way or another. Okay? Be good for your mama. Careful. That's why they have those emergency chains.
Are you gonna back up? Tell me when.
We're almost there. Good. I'm gonna hold it down like this. You just go slow.
Come on, Lane. We're captain of the ship now, honey.
Trailer ball is a little worn out, I guess, or the actual trailer itself. Only got one more thing to get down here, and that's the fish wheel. All right, I'm gonna unload this right here, and I'm gonna drag it down the hill. I didn't really want to drag it, but it's definitely better than going end over end in this ATV. And it's only, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred feet, so no big deal. Okay, well, we got the two pontoons down here. Tomorrow I'll bring the wheel down. We'll start assembling right here. We'll roll it off. We'll let the back kind of go down with the current, and we'll tether off to that tree there and that tree there, and we'll build some paddles with some stuff that's kicking around here or what we can bring down from the cabin. And yeah, this is really exciting for us. This is our first real subsistence activity in the park, and it's pretty surreal to be doing this. It's been a real dream for us to be able to live this way, and we're finally living it. So cool. It's getting pretty late. We're gonna head home and starting on this again in the AM. Well, I broke all my straps. I broke the hitch on the trailer and the power steering rent in the ATV, but we did get them down there. And now if everything holds it together long enough, I'm gonna winch this wheel up here before we go to bed. It's about 9 o'clock, so I'm not gonna make any more trips down there tonight, but first thing in the morning, we'll run this wheel down and then we'll get our big tent, our wood stove, and everything else. And Lena and Amy can pick some berries and I'll piece this thing together. Oh, this thing actually might be lighter than those floats.
It might be.
Okay, well, the wheel's on the trailer. We're going to probably call it a night. It's about 9:30, 10, something like that. And tomorrow morning, we'll wake up pretty early and we'll get this hauled down there. We'll get our tent and the rest of our gear and we'll start assembling this thing. We'll hopefully have it launched by the end of the day tomorrow and we'll do some fine tuning and maybe we'll even have it fishing.
Here you go, milk the goat birch. There we go, Dave. She gets her daily squirt, huh?
Yeah. She's much more easier.
She's great to milk.
Okay, it's about 7 a.m. We're gonna haul the wheel down to the river. Ready, Lena? Okay, the plan is the same as yesterday's. I'm going to unload at the top of this steep bank and we're going to drag down it. It's a little too iffy trying to take this trailer with the ATV down that. I don't want to wreck the ATV, so I'd rather have some scratch paint. Hopefully our pontoons are still there. Scoop. we'll go. Get this hooked up and that way, you know, this can't
fall in.
You find another frog, Lane? Okay, we got all the components to the fish wheel down here. We have all the lumber I think I'm going to need. Now we're gonna go back, get some tools. We're gonna get all the stuff to set up a little camp, and we're gonna start assembling this thing on shore, and cool. Hard part's done, I think. Hanging out over about 3 feet of water. That's a great eddy right there. Set sail. Making paddles. Probably work. Okay, there we go. We got one paddle on. I have one more to do. They're kind of just in rough because I don't really know what's gonna work or how deep they really have to be. I'm assuming that's deep enough. I also need to be able to shut the wheel down, so I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that. So that's going to be kind of interesting when we get it in the water, but
This is gonna be turning out as a great blueberry.
All right, well, Dennis finishes up making those paddles. Lena and I are picking some berries. We're gonna try to get 20 to 30 gallons worth of berries this year, which is a lot of picking, but this is a great spot for blues all over. We also get salmon berries and of course low bush cranberries because they're so plentiful. They make a great jam, but we like to wait until the first frost before we pick those low bush cranberries because they're the sweetest then. There's a good amount of blueberries here. So we're gonna get to picking and maybe we will have enough tonight to make a cobbler over the campfire.
So it don't, that way it don't take off on us once we get it moving. Okay, we're gonna push it back a little bit and then I'm gonna hard mount these pipes here and then I'm gonna figure out the cables and then we'll do the scary part. Okay, I got it loosely cabled off to a couple of these trees. I got a come along and a tow strap attached to this tree. I'm just gonna start shoving this thing in and we'll see what happens.
It floats.
Okay, I'm going to tighten the rear cable, then I'm going to get this come along cinched up a little bit, and then we'll tighten the front cable and put our shore board on, and then we'll get this thing spinning. This thing sits out of the water pretty good. See if it spins, huh? guy's all square together. First stick. Okay, there we go. It works, it floats. We have a fish wheel. I'm gonna get the baskets on. I'm gonna get these shore cables tightened up, and then we're gonna go have some dinner. Pretty scary looking up at that thing when it's coming down. Probably go down a little deeper with it if you wanted to.
Thank you, Lee. Great, well, this is pretty awesome. We have a family fish wheel. I'm really proud of Dennis for doing this, especially with all our reused parts. It came out wonderful. We're excited to see what we get and to use this in the future years to come.
Hey, salmon are going to go over there. Okay, everything's done. It's working great. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the cabin and I'm going to grab a piece of plywood. I'm going to stick it on the back side of those coats. That way if a fish comes in, it won't get shot over the side. And I think we're good. If the fish are running, we're going to get them.
Alright, we're all pretty hungry. I'm gonna fry up a king salmon fillet and then we're gonna do some blueberry cobbler for dessert. Some of our birch syrup. When we capped our trees this year, we got quite a bit of birch syrup. We're really happy with this fall, and we have been dousing this out when we want it. I think it's going to go great on the topping for this blueberry crumble. Love blueberries.
What a beautiful night.
It is a beautiful night.
Now what we need to do is get a fish net. It'd be so satisfying. You know what would happen? It would bounce right out the other side. Birch had a run in here, and it's a little far for Tucker, unfortunately. It's too bad. He would have loved to come here. We'll have to give him some treats when we get home.
All right, we are gonna go ahead, take this off the fire, have a piece. Lean, here you go. Enjoy, Lena Lou.
The blueberries make this.
You can't beat fresh wild blueberries.
You want a piece, Birch? Okay, there we go. We got ourselves a working fish wheel. I'm gonna do some adjusting to it in the morning. I'll put some plywood behind those bins, keep the fish from overshooting the bins, but it looks like it's gonna work great. We're pretty happy with it. I wanna thank everyone for your input with the build. We really appreciate it. It's getting pretty late now though, so we're gonna go ahead and call it a night, and we'll get to working on this again in the morning, and maybe we'll have a fish by then. The wheel survived the night. Unfortunately, it did not get any fish. It's possible that a few went in and then they bumped out the back of those bins. I got a piece of plywood here. I'm gonna put it on the back side, and hopefully if they go to bump out, it will hit the plywood and it will knock them back in. When the fish are really running, it's nothing to get 50 an hour with one of these fish wheels. I'm sure this thing's gonna catch fish. I'll improve the baskets a little bit when we get back to the cabin. It's no big deal for us to come down here every 10 hours and check this thing, because this is our front yard. It's always nice to get out on the river.
I am going to start making some sourdough pancakes, Lena's favorite breakfast.
That river's really ripping. You can see all the glacial silt just layering the top of this thing. I imagine if these pontoons had too many gaps in them that they'd fill up with this sediment. It's one of the things that makes this river sort of dangerous. You fall in the river here and you get weighed down in this glacial sediment. I've been on a lot of glacially fed rivers and I've never seen so much of this silt. It's just everywhere. It's filling these bins up. It's on the pontoons. Pretty cool though, beautiful river. I'm gonna make it so these baskets hang out a little bit further. We'll get a piece of plywood on the back side of this. It's gonna be a little rough trying to do this because I have to do it on the river now, so I'm gonna shut the wheel down and I'm gonna try to screw some plywood to the back of this while we're out here. And Okay, I'm gonna go lock the wheel up here and get a backboard on those bends. Caught a baby salmon.
Really?
A really little salmon, I think.
Here, toss him back.
But that's not a salmon. I don't know what that is. Caught something anyway. Cool.
All right, well, we have chores to get back to on the homestead. We're gonna come down here every 10 hours or so, check the wheel. If the salmon get coming in heavy, we will get our big tent and bring that down here, spend a few more nights. Either way, it's gonna be a great place to get our year's supply of blueberries while we're checking this wheel. We're really excited about this and all the possibilities in the future for our homestead this will bring. Hey guys, this is Amy and Dennis from Holdfast, Alaska. We are a small family living in the eastern interior, building a subsistence homestead.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed that video, and we'll see you on the next one.